student at JTech. And today we're going to show you how to use a digital multimeter and how to do an electrical test with a digital. Alright, this is a digital multimeter. It measures in volts, ohms, and amps. To measure in volts, what you want to do is you want to turn it into the voltage setting. Now this does have a light on it, but you don't have to turn it on, but it helps. And now there's different ranges on here. You have your manual range, which we're in now, and to reset it back to automatic, you want to hold it down until it beeps, and then you're back into the automatic range. It measures whatever. And then you got your AC and DC on here. To toggle between those, you just want to hit the DC AC button. Alright, and then hook up your leads. You have your red lead right here. Alright, and you want to plug it into the volt lead. Alright, and then you have your ground lead right here, and you want to plug it into the black one. And that's how you measure voltage. Okay, so now we're going to measure in ohms. So what you want to do is you want to switch over from volts to the ohm meter. Alright, and before you start testing in the ohms, you want to calibrate it and make sure it's all right. So what you're going to do is you're going to touch two leads together like this. And if you get a very low reading on it, that means it's calibrated, which it is. It's around 0.6, 0.5. It's going to fluctuate between that. And that's how you know your ohm meter is calibrated. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the multimeter up to read an amperage, but first we're going to check the 20 amp fuse right here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's in ohms right here, and then you want to take your positive lead and put it in the 20 amp thing. Alrighty, so it's reading positive. Alright, so next thing you want to do is you want to move your positive lead from the voltage to the 20 amp fuse. And then the next thing you want to do to make sure it reads an amperage is move it to the 20 amp selection. Like that. And that's how you set up your multimeter to read an amperage. Alright, this is an exterior lamp circuit for a 2007 Toyota Camry. The light we chose is the right rear tail light, which is right here. The ground for the tail light is going to be highlighted in green right here. The load for it is in blue. Now you have your relay for the tail light up here, and the load for that also is blue, and then the ground for that is green. Now the pink stuff is the wire that's giving the power and the current down to the tail light so it can operate, and that is the wiring diagram for the exterior lamp. Alright, so the first test we're going to do is a pressure check. Now to do that, you want to make sure your multimeter is in volts. You want to find a ground to connect your ground wire to and plug it there. Now you don't have to have alligator clips, but it helps. Alright, and then we're going to take your light bulb right here. Make sure you don't grab the bulb because it is hot. And you want to grab your positive lead and find the brown wire, which is your positive one. And you want to plug it into there. And it should read about the same as your battery voltage, which it does. So this has a good pressure. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is a voltage drop test across the bulb. So we got our bulb right here. The first thing you want to do is you're going to take your positive lead right here. You're going to connect it into your brown wire, which is this one for the Toyota. And then you want to take your black lead and connect it into the black and white wire. Now make sure the leads don't touch because they will blow the fuse. Now if you look at the multimeter right now, ideally it should be reading the voltage of the battery, but it's not. So obviously there's something wrong across the system in this car, but that is how you do a voltage drop test across the bulb. Alright, so we're going to test the resistance in the filaments in this bulb. It has two of them in there, as you can see, right there. Alright, so the first two we're going to test is one right here, and the one right there on the outside. So you want to take your positive lead right there, and then your negative lead right here. Now you don't have to use alligator clips, but it helps. And if you look at the multimeter right there, you can show there is resistance in the filaments. So now we're going to go and test the other two. So you put your positive right there, and then you put your negative lead right there. And as you can see on the multimeter, it reads. That just proves that the bulb's able to have continuity, which means there's a current that's able to flow through it, and that's how you do test the resistance on a bulb. Alright, so the next test we're going to do is an amperage test. Now first you want to move your positive lead over to the 20 amp setting, and then move the setting down to 20 amps. Alright, and it's set up for this test. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to disconnect these two wires from each other, like that. Right, you want to grab your positive lead, plug it on this one, and then your negative one on this one. Alright, and it should read your amperage on the multimeter.